And Rayshawn Bennett, what type of work does he do?
Wait a minute.
Okay, you okay?
Yeah.
All right, God bless you.
Music.
Music. And does he have a stage name that he goes by?
YFN
Why?
Lucci.
And is it YFN Lucci?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Has nothing to do with that case. He's made that clear for 3.5 years. He has said he knows nothing and he will not participate in that case.
I want to kind of direct your attention back into that 2015 timeframe. Were you aware of any conflict that your son Rayshawn was having, if any?
No.
Okay.
And you know, in both cases, there's a lot of famous people on both witness lists who you probably also know. I represent most of those people, and none of them have ever heard from the district attorney's office, never spoke to anybody from APD, never spoke to an investigator. They just have been relentlessly and recklessly throwing names on witness lists.
They playing the dirty game. Is it not clear that they doing whatever they can to get anybody at this point? Man.
If you're new, make sure y'all hit that notification bell, that like, share, comment, and subscribe. Grab a seat. We finna dig deep.
What's up, YouTube family, and welcome back to the channel. Man, y'all know we back with another update in this Young Thug YSL Rico trial. Now, before we dig deep, man, y'all definitely tap that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and tap that notification bell so you won't miss a drop whenever we drop. Y'all ready? Let's dig. Now, I got one question. What was the state thinking? Now, it's been definitely a rough week in this Young Thug YSL Rico trial. Now, we witness after witness, and each one that came up for the state actually seemed to hurt the state's narrative more than they actually helped. But this time, the state really thought they was slick by actually introducing this witness. And who was it? Nah, other than YFN Lucci's mother. Now, what's interesting is that the state actually thought that this would be an actual turning point in their case against Young Thug and the YSL defendants. From the cowboy to the elderly lady, and let's not forget Mr. Sprinkle, down to Detective Dennis. Man, ask yourself this: is the state actually doing anything they can just to get a witness? In this video, we definitely gonna make sure that we expose the state's plots and show you again how the state failed to connect the dots. Y'all know the vibes. Grab a seat. We finna dig deep. Now, before we jump straight into exactly what happened on this trial day, I want to make sure that we do a rewind so you can understand what the state already knew before the start of this day. Let's dig.
There have been so many rumors on the internet that this negotiated plea, that we are soon going to see him as a star witness in the YSL case. What can you tell people that
Anybody that says that's a liar, we all just went to court today, clear as day. There is no cooperation in the YSL case. He will not be testifying in that case. Anybody wants to subpoena him, we'll file a subpoena to quash that subpoena. He wants nothing to do with that case. He's made that clear for 3.5 years. He has said he knows nothing and he will not participate in that case, and he's steadfast. And you know, in both cases, there's a lot of famous people on both witness lists who you probably also know. I represent most of those people, and none of them have ever heard from the district attorney's office, never spoke to anybody from APD, never spoke to an investigator. They just have been relentlessly and recklessly throwing names on witness lists. And so if his name's on a witness list, it's garbage. You could throw it in the trash can because he's not testifying in any case.
First off, I want to say my heart goes out to my friend James Adam and his family. Also, I want to apologize to my family and my friends for putting them through this stressful process. And I would also like to apologize to the court. And that's it.
I'm sorry, just your last name.
Reed, R-E-E-D.
And Miss Reed, where are you from?
At Douglasville.
Douglasville. Okay. And do you have children?
Yes.
How many do you have?
2.
And boy and a girl, girl, boy?
2 boys.
And what are their names?
Rayshawn Bennett and Kelvin Bennett.
And Rayshawn Bennett, what type of work does he do?
Wait a minute.
Okay, you okay?
Yeah.
All right, God bless you.
Music.
Music. And does he have a stage name that he goes by?
YFN
Y-
Lucci.
And is it YFN Lucci?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And how long has he been in the music industry?
When he was young, about 13, just not in it. Yeah, I guess since like 2015 or 16. I'm not for sure.
Okay. And how old is he now?
He's 33.
All right. To your knowledge, is your son signed to a specific music label?
Yes.
What music label is that?
I think it's a game.
And how long has he been signed to that music label?
I don't know. It's been a minute. I don't know.
Okay. And you know, minute can mean different
I
things.
guess like 2017. I'm not for sure.
And do you know who brought him or introduced him to that record label?
Yes.
If she knows personally.
Yes. Was your response yes?
Yes.
Who was that person?
I just know him by Nut.
Okay, you know about Nut. And is Nut still alive today?
No.
Now, do you know someone by the name of Kelvin Watts? Or somebody by the name of Kel or Shell Kel?
Yes.
Okay. How do you know, excuse me, let me ask you this. What name do you know him by?
Just Shell.
Just Shell. How do you know Shell?
I'm just being around my son when they were young, childhood friend.
Okay. And when you say being around your son, would that be Mr. Bennett? Would that be Mr. Rayshawn Bennett?
Yes.
All right. And you said when he was younger, did you ever see Shell as he was an older man?
Yes.
How often, and I'm talking about around 2015, would you see Shell?
Not too much.
And specifically, I'm going to talk around 2015, would Shell ever come and visit you at your home?
Maybe a couple times, but not always there.
Okay. And let me ask you this. In 2015, where were you living?
Oh, Hill Street.
And do you remember your address on Hill Street? What was your address?
1,700.
1,700 or 1,007?
1,007.
So let's dig a little deep. Now, first, you keep hearing the name YFN, YSL, then you keep hearing this name Shell Care. You hear Big Nut, you hear Shell Care. You hear YFN, you hear Shell Care. Heard Shannon Stillwell, you heard Shell Care. So let's talk about Shell Care. Now, in this video here, this is where I first started exposing how the state was actually manipulating and coercing the witness in the testimony. Now, this video actually broke down the red Camaro. This week, you've heard the state actually introduce the red Camaro, where Shannon was allegedly shot, where the actual state's witness said that he was actually the victim, not the suspect, which is something I actually meant to note. Now, this video here explains exactly who rented the actual red Camaro when SB was actually hit at. Make that make sense. But ask yourself even more, when it comes to Lucci with this trial, why is he even involved with this YSL Rico trial if his attorney made it clear that he wasn't going to testify? Was this the state's actual strategy to bring his mom up on the stand? Did she think that he was going to either identify Young Thug and YSL or implicate her son? Make that make sense. Let's dig.
And when you were living at 1,007 Hill Street, did anyone else live there with you?
Yes.
Who else lived there with you?
My son,
Is that Mr. Rayshawn?
Rayshawn and Kevin.
Okay. Where was your bedroom?
Upstairs on the left-hand side.
Okay. And the front of your bedroom, did that face Hill Street?
Yes.
Right. Now, you said that both of your sons lived at your home. In 2015, did anyone else live there besides your two sons?
My granddaughter, well, they would be over.
And your granddaughter back in 2015, how old was she?
She was 2. Yeah.
Anyone else besides your granddaughter?
Her mother would stay over sometime.
Anyone else?
His friends.
And you say his.
Like Juju. Well, y'all know him. I don't know his real name. I just know him by his street name.
Okay. But when you say his friend, you're talking about Rayshawn friends?
Yes.
All right. Now, did you have a significant other or a friend that would stay with you?
Not stay. Come over.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Okay.
Look at you.
I understand. All right. So how often would that friend come over?
Sometime.
Okay.
Every now and then.
Okay. I want to kind of direct your attention back into that 2015 time frame. Were you aware of any conflict that your son Rayshawn was having, if any?
No.
Okay. I'm going to direct you specifically to January 22nd, 2015, okay?
Yes.
Did the police have to respond to your home on the evening of January 22nd, 2015?
Yes.
Why did they have to come to your house?
Shoot him.
Right. And what do you remember about what happened right before the shooting?
Nothing.
Were you doing anything at home?
Probably downstairs cooking. I don't even know. I don't remember.
Do you remember there was anyone else home with you?
Yes.
Who else was home with you?
My grandbaby. Her mother. Let me see. I think Juju was there.
And let me ask you this. How many times back in 2015 was your home shot up?
Twice.
All right. And this time that you're speaking of, strike that. Were you injured at any one of those times that your home was shot up?
The second one.
Okay. When you're speaking about who was in the home right now, you said Juju, your granddaughter. Was this the time that you were shot or not the time that you were shot?
Yes, the second time when I was shot.
Okay. So let's talk about the time, not the time you were shot. Let's talk about the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me ask you this. How many days were between the time you were shot and the time that you weren't shot? How many days had passed?
1.
Okay. And was the time that you were shot the second time or the first time?
The second.
Okay. Let's talk about the first time when you were not shot. Was there anyone home with you that first time?
Yes.
Okay. Was it the same people we just talked about?
Yes.
And you said you may have been downstairs when you heard the gunshots?
I think when I got shot.
No, not the time when you got shot. The first
I was upstairs. Me and my grandbaby just had went upstairs.
Okay. Tell the jury, what do you remember happening after you heard the gunshots?
Nothing. We just jumped up, and then this thing I know, the police was at the door.
Sitting here today, do you remember how many gunshots you heard?
A lot on.
When you heard the gunshots, at any point did you ever look out the window
No.
to see anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Do you recall talking to the police when they arrived?
I can't recall.
Okay. All right. Do you remember if you told police that you may have saw something after hearing the gunshot? No. Okay. Once you heard the gunshots, do you recall if you called anyone?
No.
No, you did, or no, you don't remember?
No, I didn't call anyone.
At any point, do you remember anyone coming to your home that was not the police?
Shell.
Okay. Did anyone else besides Shell come to the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know who they were?
No, I don't know them.
You say you don't know them. What do you mean?
I know them by their faces.
Had they ever been to your home before?
Let me see. Yes, maybe one of them.
Okay. And do you know them by their given names?
Street name.
All right. Let me ask you, do you know a person by the name of Jamal Bynes?
No.
All right. And what about Jermaine Hardiman?
No.
Do you remember if your son, Rayshawn, was home when the house was shot up the first time?
No, he wasn't.
Sitting here today, do you know if you called him after you heard the shots fired?
I can't remember, but I don't think I called him. I think he called me. I can't remember.
And whether or not you called him or he called you, did you tell him what occurred?
He just said, "You okay?" And I said, "Yes."
Now, the other individuals who came to the house with Shell, do you know their street names today?
No.
What, if any, damage was done to your home the first time?
A lot of holes in the wall.
And was there anyone injured during the first shooting?
No.
Prior to the first shooting, did anything like this ever happen at your home?
No.
Did you know who shot up your home? Did you ever learn who may have shot up your home?
No.
And to this day, do you know why your home was shot up?
No.
Now, let's get one thing clear for the record. YFN Lucci and Young Thug are definitely not partners, and we all know that. Definitely not a secret here or there. Now, some do question whether this was actually a beef from the streets or just actual beef off of the beat. Now, it's interesting because with Lucci actually already facing his own situation, ask yourself this: why would the state use his mother as implication? With all the alleged damage that the state says both sides have done, they really expected this witness to come up here and do what? Implicate her son? Let's dig.
And I think I asked, do you know if anyone who was living in your home had any issues or conflicts that would cause anyone to shoot up your house?
No.
No, you don't know, or no one had any conflicts?
No.
And I'm just sorry, no one had conflicts?
No.
Okay. Now, the second shooting, you said that was about a day or so later?
Yes.
Do you remember being about 4 days later?
I know I left about 2 days and came back. It might have been 4 days. I don't remember.
After the first shooting, did I hear you say you left the house?
I left for like 2 days or maybe one night. I can't remember.
And when you returned, was that when the second shooting happened?
Yes.
The same day that you returned?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about the second time that your home was shot up. Who was at home during that second time that your home was shot?
The same three.
And would that be your granddaughter? I believe Juju, your friend who sometimes come over.
Yes, my friend.
Your friend. And then was your granddaughter's mother there?
Yes.
And on this occasion, where were you before hearing the gunshots or the gunfire?
Before hearing it, I was in the bed. I just heard a lot of gunshots.
In your room, was there anyone else in your room?
Yes.
Okay. Was that your friend?
Yes.
All right. And where was he at inside of the room?
In the bed.
Once you heard the gunshots, what, if anything, happened?
We noticed we were shot.
When you said we knew we were shot.
I said, that's when I noticed. I seen blood.
Okay. Where did you see the blood?
On my bed.
At the time, did you know if it was your blood or his blood? Did you know?
I didn't know.
Once you saw the blood, did you try to get out of the bed?
No.
What about your friend? Did he try to get out the bed?
I think he did, because I think he went and grabbed my grandbaby. I can't remember.
Had he been hit?
Yes.
Where were you hit?
In my right calf.
And do you know where Elston was hit?
I don't remember. I just know it was in his leg.
His leg as well. I know you said you heard a lot of shots. Could you tell if it was one gun, multiple guns? Could you tell?
Several guns.
It sounded like several guns. And I'm going to ask you, for the first time when you weren't hit, did it sound like it was one gun, multiple guns? Could you tell?
Same shots and gunshots.
Did you have to go to the hospital?
Yes.
In addition to harming you, were there any other damage to your home the second time around?
Yes.
What was damaged the second time at your home?
One of the wall, the bathroom mirror.
And the Maybach, does your son still own that car?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you what's already been admitted as 326Y. Do you see your son in this picture in 326Y?
Yes.
And what is he wearing?
A red jacket.
Okay, there's two people with red jackets.
Red jacket with the black shirt.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense counsel have questions for this witness?
No questions.
All right. Ms. Reed, thank you for your time, and you are excused.
So at this point, is it not clear that the state is clearly struggling to build a solid case against Young Thug and the YSL defendants? By introducing YFN Lucci's mother, what were they trying to do? Weave a narrative that just didn't come together again? Did they honestly think that this would work in their favor? Nah, she said she didn't even know who shot her, why her house was even targeted, or if YFN Lucci or his brother even had beef, whether it was in the streets or over the beats. Do you honestly think that this lady would be sitting in the courtroom saying she doesn't know who shot her if she knew who shot her and it was these people that were sitting across from her? Make that make sense. And with Lucci refusing to testify and his mother's testimony falling flat, did this state's witness say anything to make you feel that Young Thug or the YSL defendants were the ones attached? And are we really watching the case get presented in front of all of us based off of assumed facts? So again, I ask, is the state actually forcing people to testify against their will? Or is it those that initially agreed to testify now have a change of heart, seeing how the state treats their own people at their will? Kind of torn right now. Is it safe to say that the state got it wrong? Or is it safe to say that the state keep getting it wrong? Now at this point, between the three stooges that sit over at the prosecution table, I'm starting to question the whole theory and their motive. Who really did what when it comes to this case? Now as we sit up and we listening to the different witnesses as they come up, everybody keeps on talking back and reverting back to what? Shell Cash. Not to mention, this is supposed to be about Young Thug and YSL. So ask yourself, what is this Rico trial really about? Is it actually deeper than rap? Now, when the prosecutor asked this lady about nothing, was it me? Or did her response make it sound like she doesn't even know who Nut is? Now, we've heard time after time, a lot of these people in the courtroom, the witnesses, a lot of them don't even know each other. They just know a herd of each other. This lady mentioned Nut. Who? Let that sink in. Now, a lot of people want to question and are questioning, was the beef between Young Thug and YFN actually even the real beef? If Young Thug wasn't responsible for the actual situation with Big Nut, and the states failed to connect the dots, his parents failed to point the finger, the detectives failed to get the charge of the conviction, let that sink in. Now ask yourself this, a lot of times it is, as we've seen with this expert who was actually expelled from the courtroom and kicked off the case, sometimes things like lyrics can definitely be taken out of context. A lot of times one person can interpret one thing to be one way and another person see it another. Some people see that this actual YFN and YSL alleged street war was actually a real street war, and some people actually believe it was just entertainment. My personal opinion, could have went both ways. So here's my actual personal opinion as far as the state bringing in these witnesses over this week. A whole bunch of L's all week. Not one witness corroborated anything. No furtherance proof, no motive, the conspiracy, no connection. Again, you had this man's mom on the stand, drug her in. sure she was subpoenaed to actually come to court. So I'm pretty sure she didn't come by choice. As you saw, she sat in the courtroom, listening to all of this, and then implicate not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or nobody in the courtroom. What you think the jury thought about that? Now, is it possible that her son could have actually been involved in other street beefs? Just like they said Nut was allegedly, or was, actually involved in other beefs outside of allegedly YSL? Is it possible that this was a backdoor situation? All of these could be backdoor situations. These should actually be learning examples. That if you're going to do dirt on your own. The life you save might be your very own. Man, y'all jump in the comments, let me know y'all's thoughts. Was the state wrong for actually dragging this man's mom into this case? Why not let the past be the past and everybody just move along? Or did it make sense for the state to drag this man's mom in just to get this narrative to get her to go along? Y'all jump in the comments, let me know y'all's thoughts. Is YFN and YSL even a real situation? They said that in the jail, Lucci got poked, Shannon got attacked. Again, is this the people that surround these boys that's causing these situations, not actually the two people at the front? Let that sink in. Till next time, y'all know the vibes, man. I'm your host, Jay. Remember, the life you save might be your very own. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, man, tap that subscribe button, man. Hit that notification bell, turn the notifications on, and remember, I'm your host, Jay. Go on.